Now I want to respond to this. I think she's Ghanaian, this African woman who pressed Tariq about how he is disrespectful towards Africans or blacks from the diaspora. And I think her argument is that he shows more respect to whites and suspected white supremacists. He shows more respect to them than he does to uh, blacks from the diaspora. Now, I always like people who call up like this, and honestly, I primarily listen to this for the people who call up. I want to hear directly from these people and hear what they got to say, hear their mind. Now, listen to this lady and listen to how dishonest she is.
How are you doing,
I am
Terry?
good. I am good. How are you?
I'm also doing great. Awesome. I like the fact that you said you're cordial. Your group of people are cordial people, but I noticed that you're only cordial to a group of people that actually have showed no respect for black people, and I wonder why. Like you entertain white supremacists, and your conversations, like the way your tone and the way you have conversations with them is totally different from how you talk to Africans. Why is that?
That is a lie. That is an outright lie. Tariq be so he always clowning white folks with the mayo. He'll have whole thumbnails with white folks holding mayo jars. Dude, that is an outright lie. And I wouldn't have even entertained that question. Like you're lying. I would have hung up. Next. That's a lie. But let's continue.
That?
Explain how. How is it different?
I mean, it's very clear. You never call them names. You allow them to talk.
What? The Mayo babbling suspected white supremacists? These are insults. What's she talking about? What is she talking about? There are synonyms for everything. See, this is what I like about the internet. I like this about the internet. Everything's documented, no matter if you write it or speak it. As long as you don't take the video down. What are some of the names? Undugu? He has these nicknames for other people too. Okay, but let's continue.
you just give them the freedom, but immediately an African comes.
He say he gives the white supremacists the freedom. Now, what is she talking about? Now, from what I've heard, and this is just how I've gathered the dialogue on his show. As long as they're respectful, he's respectful. But the thing is, they are disingenuous so often. It gets annoying. And a lot of people do this. A lot of people start to clown you once they see you being disingenuous and dishonest. Because you just can't respect the discussion. She started off lying. And this is just how it is. A lot of these white callers who call up, they show more respect quite often. Because I don't know if they know the culture. They she's already started right out the gate, and it's about to get worse. It's about to get worse. And sometimes him and these white callers, they sort of get this understanding. Hey, I'm a white supremacist, and they'll throw jokes back at each other. That's the thing. Americans sort of understand it, especially whites who grew up here in America, because they grew up around us. You know, roasting people is part of our culture. That's another reason why she's saying this, because they're just more sensitive to getting roasted. They take it more personally, getting roasted. But let's continue.
Oh, Tether, you start calling them names. You started calling
Right.
GT names even before he
Right.
opened his
Because
mouth.
you know
But
why?
you
Okay,
entered.
slow
And
down. But
see, he made a mistake by co-signing that, because he don't always. The videos are right here. There are several foreigners who call up, and the foreigners are, I'm talking about the blacks. They're respectful, and they hang up. Thank you, brother, and that's it. It's completely respectful. It's quite often more respectful than how he deals with the white callers. Many times, a lot of the respectful, and I'm only dealing with the respectful, because for what I've seen, he only clowns the disrespectful ones. And understand too, he clowns them for entertainment. At the end of the day, he's a radio host. He got his own radio station, all this kind of stuff. When you're producing content, I understand this as a content creator, it has to be an element of entertainment. The successful content creators have an element of entertainment with their content. And he's a comedian. Okay? And if you don't understand that, you're from a whole different country and culture, look at that.
Because you're not going to play that game. Because you guys run around these spaces doing disrespectful shit all the time.
And why isn't she on those spaces preaching to them? Oh, let's come together. Stop attacking the Black Americans. Because they do. They have these Twitter spaces like 24/7 where they're just talking about us. It's the craziest thing. As if there are, rulers or something.
When the white supremacists call up, usually they're cordial. If you notice that, they're very cordial when they call up. They don't call up goofy trolling. Now, sometimes they do, and then we clown them. But the GTs and the Devons...
See, and when he clowns them, they don't look at this as it the same as when he clowns the blacks from the diaspora. They look at it, oh, it's black on black. Oh, you shouldn't talk to other blacks like that. No, understand. A lot of these foreigners are being brought over here to act against Black Americans. They're becoming politicians. They're being made to be politicians passing anti-Black American policies to redirect resources away from us and give it to other people. That's a lot of these foreigners being brought in for that. We're supposed to call that out. And if y'all was really on code, you would never accept positions like that, and you wouldn't do nothing like that. So you got to be called out. I don't want to hear none of this black on black nonsense. Shut up. Y'all being brought over here to function and operate against us. Most of y'all doing it happily. What do you mean most? But all of you doing it happily. And y'all being set up by people in the very top. All through, from academics, the list is long. Y'all put in positions to help destroy Black Americans, period. We call y'all out. Don't try to talk to us. They're trying to shame us because they know we got that kind of spirit in us, that anti-black on black. When that's part of their culture, black on black. Get out of here. Go preach to your people.
These dudes are on Twitter all day talking greasy about us. All day. It's not like they're calling up here innocently. These guys stay in Twitter spaces, and some of these people below on the bottom, they can attest to this. When they do spaces, these guys are all lurking around these spaces, hating and trolling and antagonizing foundational Black Americans all the time. So when they get up here, they get clowned and they get put in their place. So don't act like they're calling up as just innocent.
I agree.
Right. So yeah, and if they like the brother who just called up is a Haitian guy. I was cordial to him. He was a cool guy. I was cordial to him. So
and she paid no
say
attention.
Anything that's untrue, ma'am. Okay.
Okay, sure. Let's just say what you're saying is true. I just want to say something.
Let's say what you're saying is true. What? This is what I'm saying. I would have booted her off straight up. It sounds like a feminist. I don't listen, man. You shouldn't even tolerate people being dishonest like this. Woman, what is your problem? Are you deaf? Do your ears stop working when he's talking to blacks from the diaspora and respectful to them? A lot of those dudes call up and they're straight out the gate disrespectful, playing naive, being disingenuous and dishonest. I'd roast them too. It's better on your brain, on your mind, and your nerves if you just go out and roast them than actually entertain their dishonesty. Because you'll start getting upset because they won't acknowledge the truth and be real. So you just deserve to be roasted. And I'm sick of y'all complaining. Why don't you just stop being a silly?
Uh,
one common enemy. Do you agree? Like
uh,
Wait, what
we're
you
globe.
say?
supposed.
Okay, sure. Let's just say what you're saying is true. I just want to say something. Like we have
Uh,
one common enemy. Do you agree? Like
uh, we're supposed
globally,
to. Hmm.
globally, we do have one common enemy. So like, let's apply not like
And
not.
y'all work with the common enemy. Don't start preaching to us about no common enemies. Y'all work with them. You align with them. Y'all over here doing that. Y'all would be offing us if we was over in y'all's country doing the same thing. Don't come over here trying to preach to us with a track record like that. That's all I'm saying. Don't do that. Look at yourselves. Look at what y'all doing as a people. And ask yourself, are we doing that to y'all? No, we're not. And we still haven't come up with a slur for y'all like y'all have with us. And this is it's a global issue. People hate to look at their own issues. Like me, myself. I need to learn how to stay calm. I've gotten too excited already. Let's continue.
Logic and be very reasonable here. In the art of
Hmm.
war, in the art of war, it makes sense for people to come united against one common enemy. It would only make sense if you and I, me, an African, you can call me a Ted, I don't care. But it would only make sense
She is
if
being manipulative now. Don't come with the, oh, let's unity preach. Go preach that to your people. And once you get them to stop talking smack, stop with all these internet trolls, anti-black American spaces, once you get them to stop accepting little political and influential roles over here specifically to undermine us, once y'all stop doing that, then we can have a discussion about being friends and have some black on black unity. But until then, beat it. We done already done enough preaching about how blacks around the world need to come together. And we're not going to tolerate y'all coming over here after at a point now when things are worse than they've ever been. Trying to give the same speech. Get out of here.
if when it comes to our enemies, we are united.
Okay,
Please, I'm begging
President.
you.
Okay, let me ask you.
I'm in Africa. I'm in Ghana. I'm not a Tedder. You can call me. I don't care. But when it comes to
You
our
are a tether with this little speech you babbling right now. You being a part of the problem. Not looking at your own behavior and the behavior of your group. Instead, trying to give some, this is shaming. Trying to make you, oh, you're wrong, you get out of here, and you ain't even said nothing.
enemies, let us not act it divided. It's
Uh,
please. Let's try and move forward.
then,
Let's try and
ma'am,
move this black movement forward.
I mean,
Please.
listen to her. Let's move this black movement forward while y'all over here in droves functioning as, y'all basically brought that tribalism over here. And y'all view us as enemies and operate against us. And you are not the one to be given this speech.
Please,
ma'am, how
please.
come,
I'm
ma'am,
begging. Tariq,
ma'am,
I'm begging. It's about time. We keep
ma'am,
fighting each other.
Listen to how she keep over talking them. Told you this is a feminist. And that's part of her tactic. Overtalk, overtalk, overtalk. She's talking about being respectful, and she's being disrespectful right now, only in a subtle way. This is very disrespectful. You over talking the host. They're trying to have a discussion with you. They're trying to get your attention, trying to say something. And she's intentionally over talking him.
And these
ma'am,
people come and entertain.
ma'am, I'm asking you a question. Slow down. If you are in Ghana, how come y'all ain't getting together in Ghana and in West Africa against the enemy? How come y'all so
We
damn divided?
actually are. America
You're
has
not.
AFRICOM in Ghana.
You're not together over there. You're tribalistic, ma'am. Come on, man. What are you saying? That's not true.
Tariq, you've been to Ghana. Ghana is the last places you'd even talk about tribalism. What are you saying?
I have not been to
You
Ghana.
literally in 2016 were telling African Americans to come to Ghana. We are still inviting.
I was saying let's inquire about dual citizenship. Okay? I was talking about getting dual citizenship. I was never on some let's just up and leave America for good. I was always on
There are
some
African
dual.
Americans currently in Ghana living
Hold on. Hold on, sweetie. I was all about dual citizenship. I'm going to get my sister Wani up here too, because I don't like to argue with women and I want to be very cordial. I want to have my sister Wani up here. But I was always on some dual citizenship thing.
I'm only here.
When when I found out y'all ain't really on that, I'm like, okay, I'm cool. Y'all ain't really trying to give us dual citizenship easily like that unless we come
That's
over.
a lie. That's it. I have so many African American friends living in Ghana right now. Accra is hosting
That's
so many of
because they
them.
got to come
And
over
you
there with a
know,
bag.
I am
They got to
only here
bring a
to spread.
bag.
And if it isn't, we're going to work towards that. How about that? How about we work towards that instead of like we fighting? It brings nothing. I don't want our enemies to see us fighting.
How come
It
y'all
makes
haven't?
Why don't we work towards that, she says. We're not the people you need to talk to. The subject is dual citizenship. If you want to work towards that, go talk to your people. And then come back on the show, be like, hey, Tariq, good news. We just got dual citizenship for you. This is just a shaming tactic.
How come y'all haven't gotten together with African nations over there on the continent? Why haven't you done that? Huh? If you're talking about divisiveness, all of those African nations, you
There
guys
is
are not.
literally ECOWAS, there's literally the African Union, and we know who are sponsoring them. NATO, all of those Western nations. You know global politics. Don't act like you're naive, Tariq. Don't act
Ma'am,
like you're
global
naive.
politics. What is
Let's have
no, what's stopping you from clicking up with those people? You got to wait on NATO. What does that have? That don't have nothing to do with you clicking up with other African people. All right. What's
Tariq, you're not
stopping?
ignorant about global politics. You do know the strings that are being pulled behind the scenes. There's infiltration for a reason. And that's exactly why, on your platform, it would make sense to discuss global politics and discuss how white supremacy and
Well, how
these
come y'all haven't
people
stopped the
have
strings being
penetrated.
pulled over
There is
there?
every global.
How come
No, no,
you
no, no,
haven't?
no. Our relationships can strengthen when y'all stop doing the things that you're doing. You only became a problem when you made yourself a problem. Y'all the ones who pop up over here in the United States playing these roles for the SWSs, the Candace Owenses, the different talk show hosts, the media faces. Many of you voluntarily come make websites that are very degenerative and disrespectful to black Americans. You refuse to support and promote positive things with black Americans. Y'all do this on a grassroots level and on a political level. We don't come to y'all's country on either one of those levels and do that. We don't go over to y'all country making no anti-African websites, highlighting the degeneracy in y'all's hoods. You didn't even like when we pull out a camera when we over there. What are y'all talking about? This is more of that same culture. It's global where the standards change. They change when it comes to black Americans. I ain't hearing it. We ain't hearing it.
Stop. You think they don't pull strings here, but we still get
And
codified.
that's exactly why we're also investors. Because I want black people to win.
Then why don't y'all stop them from pulling strings and y'all get together anyway, like we do? We codify with each other as foundational Black Americans, right?
We are working towards that. Can we work towards that? Can we move the conversation forward? Can we talk about how we can work towards that? Because at the end of the day, we are all we've got. We are all Africa belongs to all black people on the globe.
Okay, so why don't you all of you Africans who are like yourself, rally against all these Sambos that came from y'all's country that's been put in high places. They're all over the news. Take your pick. Against these websites, these degenerate websites, taking these positions, getting things that's supposed to be for us, even Juneteenth awards, any little crumb we get, Y'all not only taking it, you getting politicians in different places to distribute resources to y'all. We couldn't be in y'all's country doing that. Now it gets worse. But listen, what else she says.
I'm
Then how
telling
come
you
we
this,
don't
and
get
you
dual
know this.
citizen? Then how come we don't get dual citizenship
But
without
you
dropping
do.
the bag?
There are. What's his name? The blind guy. Is he not? Is he not a Ghanaian right now? He's living in Ghana. What are you saying?
Stevie damn Wonder had the man.
Stevie
That's
Wonder
Stevie
is literally
Wonder.
in Accra right now. So many Ghanaians come and do. So
Dude,
many of
that's for PR. That's to make the nation fly. That's the yeah. You're gonna give Stevie Wonder citizenship. He's Stevie Wonder. Come on, we're talking about every average people, everyday people who
So
don't
I'll
have
get
to
you the
drop the bag.
statistics on the number of African Americans that have dual.
Man, they have to come over there with a
Can
bag
you
of
please
money.
stop muting me, like, so we have a
No,
conversation,
because
please?
you're not going to tell something that's false. Black folks have to go there with a bag. You're not just giving dual citizenship to people just to do it unless they come with a bag. So that's a one-sided deal. We got to go over
For
there and
every
say,
bureaucratic process, you need to have money. Nobody's giving anything for free. So if
no,
that's what
y'all
you're
get
talking
over here.
about,
Y'all
it
come
is
here for free. Y'all come here for free. So what you talking about?
nobody, no immigrants, and you know this. Don't act naive. You can't go to America without money. Are you serious? That the American economy benefits from immigration, from the money that it gets from immigrants. Like, don't be naive.
Right.
These people come over here and get money from our government. We don't go to their country and get money from their government. What is she talking about?
I
What
know you are
money?
very.
What are you talking about, ma'am? Y'all come over here and
You're a
get
very intellectual person. I respect you. All
man.
I'm saying is,
You're not going
See,
to sit.
is this a Ghanaian thing where you overtalk people all the time? I hate that. This is why I don't like to talk to people in person. Some people, a lot of people, most people I talk to in person, I cut off the conversation. As soon as they are the type to constantly cut you off, I just end the conversation there. But she's doing this all. This is a cultural thing.
Here and say things that are untrue. You come
let's
over
move the
here.
conversation forward.
No,
Like, I
ma'am.
really,
You're
let's move
just
the.
saying this is say shitisms. Fam, who
Like,
wants
you
to come
keep
here?
muting me. Like, how are we having a
Ma'am,
conversation if you
hold
keep
on.
muting
And
me?
then she
Ma'am,
complains about being muted when she keeps over talking the host. See this disrespect? That's what I'm talking about. You're on his show. You don't overtalk the host. Lord.
you're not being intellectually honest. You're not being intellectually honest. Y'all come over here and get things the minute you get here. You're not coming over here with a lot of money, ma'am. That's not true. What are you saying,
You
beloved?
really think your American government loves Africans that much that is going to say, oh, Africa?
Wow. Wow. See, being dishonest nonstop. Some of these people come over here, get all kinds of handouts. Not only money, they'll get food stamps, getting all kinds of handouts. What's she even talking about? We're not treated like that when we go over there. So this is our problem for the people in the diaspora. Why? This dishonesty is a pattern where y'all act naive, you ignore facts, and you just fabricate flimsy arguments that are not even credible. Just it's the same pattern. People all across they do it. They try to just find a way to make us seem like the villains. But nothing is wrong with them. It's all us. We're the villains. No. Lord, everything we complain about is a response to something. Everything. Whereas everything that they do to us is initiated by them. They're not responding to nothing that we're doing to them. They pop up out of nowhere. All of a sudden, boof, here's a person from Ghana or the Caribbean sounding like a SWS. Lying? What are you even talking about? Now, if we can't be honest, we can't have no unity. That's just what it is. Nobody can have a relationship if they're not honest, and I'll leave it there.